Hello and welcome back to my day 4 solve of these 2 advent calendars, Escape the Christmas Closet and All Wrapped Up. So I'm going to start with Escape the Christmas Closet, I think. I think I've started with that each time previously, so let's have a look down on it. Now here we go. I yesterday worked out that the answer to the puzzle was behind the clock here. So the first thing I need to do is take off the door for the clock and tear off the card. And let's see what's written on the other side of it. Let me zoom in. It says, maybe it would help if I turn this bright light off, put the clock back on the wall. The clock is stuck at 7. Other than that, what does that say? All in line here. Okay, and there's an arrow, I think. Could be a triangle, it's probably an arrow. Put the clock back on the wall. Ah, look. I've got the batteries that I put in yesterday. Yesterday I solved 3 batteries to find it was a picture of a clock. So maybe I'm actually supposed to arrange the batteries like it's from yesterday, which is good I didn't throw it out, like it shows in the picture, although maybe that's just it being decorative. But if I do take my batteries from yesterday, then I don't think there's any reason to arrange them in any particular order, is there? If I had it, yesterday they were arranged like this, clock, oh okay, that's just how I had them yesterday, okay fine, so that's nothing probably. Let's get rid of those again. Put the clock back on the wall. There are some circles around the edge. There's a plus in the middle. There's, I guess that's a hook. I'm supposed to hang it on the wall. The clock is stuck at 7. Other than that, all in line here. So I'm guessing I work out where this card goes and it points via this arrow to the next door to open. Because each day my job is to work out which of the doors I'm supposed to be opening. So let's zoom out again, have a look at the calendar. So where would the clock hang on the wall and where would it then point to? It was already on the wall, here. And it is showing, you can't see, it was already on the wall here. And it is pointing at 7 as the note says. Put the clock back on the wall. Clock is stuck at 7. Other than that, all in line here. So there's a picture of the edge of a pirate ship here. So is that this way? Perhaps? Am I supposed to be putting it like this? No, that obviously has the pirate logo on it. Or maybe that's meant to be... I'm just figuring that this is going to go on the wall, go on the board and then point at the next door. But it can't just be a question of putting it here. It says put it back on the wall. Oh, obviously that goes there because that's where I tore it from. But that pirate ship, I don't think the pirate ship appears anywhere else on the calendar. I don't think there's anywhere else to hang the clock. I think I probably shouldn't overcomplicate it. I think I'm just putting this back here. But do I turn it around? Why is there a bit of a pirate ship at a different angle there? Probably that's not significant. It shows some lines radiating out, which makes me think I am supposed to be following some lines. The clock is stuck at 7. Other than that, all in line here. All in line. What does that mean? What does that mean? All in line here. The clock is stuck at 7. Other than that, all in line here. I put it back where it was. It just points sort of generically down to this piece here. But I don't think that's the right answer. Well, I mean, it might be. But not because I've understood the puzzle. Clock is stuck at 7. Well, let's draw on 7. Is this the back of the clock? It is, isn't it? This is the back of the clock. Then the 7 on the front would be... It's facing, it would be here, 7. Like that, right? The clock is stuck at 7, so I've drawn in where 7 is. And that's actually then agreed with where the arrow is. So am I supposed to be taking the one here? As the clock is pointing at it? Don't know. Let's just think about this again. Put the clock back on the wall. The clock is stuck at 7. Other than that, all in line here. Okay, well we didn't know it was at 7 before. Interestingly, it does show 7 in the gap here. So when I took it off, there was a spot. I've just drawn that black line in, but essentially there's a spot the difference. There is a difference, apart from the fact there's an R here, which may be for some later puzzle perhaps. it did change, didn't it? The clock actually had an arrow on it. So put the clock back on the wall. Well, it's already there. There is the 7, and it's pointing at something. If I drew a line that continues along that 7, then it points at the top left corner of this one, and it points at 1, 2, 3, 4. Points at 4 different squares. There's no reason why it should be the closest one, is there? So I actually don't have a clue really which one I'm supposed to be opening there. Put the clock back on the wall. Okay. All in line. Well, there are 4 in line. So which one do I take? Okay, well, I haven't made much progress there. When I got stuck before on previous days, it's been worth looking at what came with the calendar. It came with a sleeve here, and on the back of the sleeve there's nothing that's very relevant. On the back of the other calendar, the sleeve has got some bits and pieces that I have needed. So look on the back of the box as well. Let's turn over the camera, there we go. Let's zoom out as well. Oh, okay, look, well here's clearly what I'm supposed to be doing. This must go here because there's a picture of a ship and a picture of a ship here. So that is definitely correct. Let's use some tape to actually stick this in place so that it is not moving and it is exactly lined up with where it's supposed to be. Right, great. And now I'm going to draw a line. Perhaps I was going to do it in a big thick marker, but the problem with that is I might actually need to do it again on another day. Let's draw a line that goes directly down where this arrow is going, through the centre here. Maybe it's more like that. That is Cuba. It doesn't really hit any of the flags except Romeo at the end. I don't really understand. Perhaps if I ignore the arrow and just work out where I think 7 o'clock would be. Here's 7 o'clock on the calendar, on the clock. So if I draw a line that continues through here like that, it's not quite going through the centre of this triangle, is it? Perhaps that's the issue. If I line it with this red line here, then it hits the F flag and the G flag, which spells FG. And possibly you could count as hitting Lima with the L. Flug. I mean, you want it to be flag. But where's the A on here? It's over by here. It's not flag then, is it? So clearly the first letter it's going to hit is an F. So what can we hit going from the clockish area over an F? Oh, well, I mean, okay. So I can see F-L-U-T-E here. So free flute. We're looking for a flute on the front of the calendar. Right, let's have a look. That's a saxophone. Also not known as a flute. Let's keep looking. I can see a trumpet. I suppose I was thinking of a flute as a wind instrument. Is that meant to be a flute? I think it is. Okay, I'm going to open this one. Oh golly, apparently I can't open it. There we go. Alright, fine, that was the flute. Right, well, I'm exhausted after doing that one, but I still will move on and have a look at the other calendar, which is all wrapped up here. So yesterday we worked out that the chocolate was hidden behind, let's switch an overhead view, worked out the chocolate was hidden behind Sarah here. So my first job is to take Sarah off, to take the door labelled Sarah off. Just zoom in a bit. Right, so here's door 3. A 4-letter name, a ribbon and a bow. Intersection. I mean, you could say that the intersection of ribbon and bow was the letters B-O. A 4-letter name. Okay, I guess I'm looking for 4-letter name on the calendar. Let's put that aside. So 4-letter name. Are there any 4-letter names? There are. Certainly none on the top 2 rows. What's next? Mila. Or Mila, I suppose. And what else? No other ones? One at the bottom? Oh, okay. And Bree and Liam. Oh, wow. Late reveal there. But I've got Bree. And I've got Liam. And I've got Mila. Okay, so I can see that Mila and Liam are anagrams of one another. Will it help if I zoom in there? Possibly. So Bree and Liam are anagrams of one another. Am I looking for an intersection of the colours of the 4-letter name? A bow and a ribbon intersect. Maybe I'm looking for these things overlapping. I don't know. There's only, maybe I'm looking for yeah, maybe I'm looking for one of those 4-letter names. So on Mila, there's a 4-letter name and a ribbon and a bow. I think I'm probably just looking for a present that has all of those rather than trying to solve a puzzle that's based on these. So Avery, not Avery, Bree does not have a ribbon or a bow, and Liam does not have a ribbon. So I'm guessing I'm looking for Mila because it has a 4-letter name and a ribbon and a bow. I think I overcomplicated that for a moment there. Okay, so if I open this and it has a 4 behind it, then I'm correct. Let's have a look. Phew. Right, okay, day 4 successfully solved. Right, okay. Well, that's both of those calendars solved for today. So make sure you subscribe if you would like to see more of these daily Advent calendar puzzle solves. And check out the other solves I've done already for the other calendar I'm solving, the Exit the Game escape room calendar, and the other day solves for this calendar. Thanks very much, and hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow.